Ani, Bojo, Sego. My name is Jarod Nettagog. My spirit name is BlueStoneCloud. Welcome to my home, Henvey Inlet First Nations. I'm actually pretty honored and grateful that I was taking part in this Hamilton Reed's celebration. And so I was asked to do a little concert. I've never done anything like this online, so this is new to me. So what an opportunity! First of all, I just want to say, I want to send out prayers to all the frontline workers out there, keeping us safe, even to the security, even the security on all First Nations that are out there that's providing, that security for to our people. Sending out prayers and everyone to stay safe, stay at home. So I was asked to, like I said, to share some of my teachings, some songs, and some singing tonight. I have a few guests that'll be joining us here this evening as well. So I'm glad they made the trip up here to share some songs. And I have another guest dancer, Kyle Laforme from New Credit First Nations. He's going to be sharing a men's traditional dance style and a men's hoop dance also. So before we take you down to the river, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, how I got to be where I am, and how the drum came into my life. I've been doing this for about 26 years or so, and I'm very grateful, where the drum has brought me. The drum is very sacred to our people, just like our bundles and our chanopas, our pipes and our ceremonies, and so they're very sacred to us. We call it the drum Diwagan. That's how we say it in Anishinaabe. That's our grandfather drum. There was a time that we weren't allowed to practice our songs and our potlatches and our ceremonies up until 1978. So I'm very, very grateful. Everything that I do now is from my ancestors and my elders. Not my elders, but our elders. For my family and my grandchildren. So it's very, very important to me to carry on these traditions and pass them on. And it's so gratifying to see them grow. The beauty of our culture. I didn't have that privilege growing up. I grew up in the urban center most of my life, in Toronto and Burlington for a few years, and actually Hamilton for about 20 years. I just moved here in September. So yeah, I was a Hamilton resident. So hello, Hamiltonians. But yes, the drum is so special to me. It means everything to me. It's opened up so many opportunities and doors. It's brought me across the country, southern United States, and people have been so friendly and so open-mindedness, about learning these things. Our drum and what it means to us. Powwows. I don't know. Some of you may have never attended a powwow celebration before, but I'd like to encourage you to come to a powwow celebration. For those who want to learn, for those who have never heard the drum before, to come dance with us, during intertribal songs. They say the very first drum beat that we hear as human beings is the heartbeat of our own mother. When we're inside her womb for 9 months, we hear a heartbeat. We hear the heartbeat for 9 months. For 9 months, we hear that heartbeat, and then we're born. And some of us don't hear that, for a long time, just like myself. I didn't hear it for a long time. I mean, I did attend powwows too, but I never really paid attention to the drumming or the significance of it. What does it mean, the songs and the different drum beats, up until later in my life when I decided to learn about who I am as an Indigenous person. Because growing up, I didn't know who I was. Lost my language at an early age because of colonialism and assimilation. So I wanted to learn, and I thought it'd be very important for me to share these the culture to my family and my children, break that cycle. And so to this day, some of them have learned the dances and the drumming, and when I see the growth, it's so overwhelming. When I see, the joy, the happiness in their life, what it brings to them, it's just amazing. The drum beat, the heartbeat, powwows, a celebration of life. The drum was gifted to us from the woman a long time ago. So we're the caretakers. The men are the caretakers of that drum. And the women stand behind the men to make sure that we're following those traditions and those teachings, that we're looking after that drum in a good way. So we have to look after those drums. Offer prayers and put our sema down. Smudge them up every now and then. That's how we look after our drums. And they say when we look after our drums, they look after us. And I truly, truly believe that. Because the drum, like I said, has taken me to so many places and it's opened so many doors for me. So I'm very, very grateful. And even at times like this, with everything that's going on, with society, it's so fast paced, and that's another reason why I moved up north too. But we're located about 50 miles north of Wasak Singh, where actually Bobby Kijik Rice, that's where he's located too. The publisher, I'm not the publisher, but the author of the book, Moon of the Crusted Snow. Reconnect to the land and the culture. So times like this, when we hear those songs, it's important. Look after our spiritual well-being, our mental well-being, our physical and our emotional well-being. And the drum plays and all those, those elements that we all have. That's just so vital, especially like I said, at a time like this. We're isolated from our families. I know I am. I have a brother that lives here in Henvey, but most of my family, are either in southern Ontario, like Toronto, Hamilton, Vancouver. My daughter Tamara, and the rest of my children, live in Toronto, and so I miss them. I miss them, my grandchildren. So, too, my granddaughter and my grandson out in Six Nations. It's been 5 weeks. It's been a long time. I'm usually out on the road traveling a lot, but I'm taking this time. It certainly, gives you time to reflect on a lot of things. But picking up the drum every now and then and singing those songs is my way of looking after my well-being, my spiritual well-being, keeping that fire lit. Keeping that fire lit inside. Because when that fire isn't lit, when we don't look after that fire, then that's when we could fall into sadness and depression. So picking up that drum and smudging, giving thanks every day, everything outside that the Creator gives us, the land and the food, the air, and most importantly, that water. So we have that connection. That's our connection, our spiritual connection to everything out there, Mother Earth, that gives us. And even the drum, those trees that give us, the wood for our frames, and the hides, the animals that gives us those hides that provides the sound of those drums. So every drum's going to be different. Every drum has a different size, different depth. You know, this one is going to give off a different sound. Our big drums, our grandfather drums, are going to give off a different sound depending on the size of them or what hide that we use. But nevertheless, they're all sacred. They're all sacred. What they do for us and the songs, they're so beautiful. If you ever go to a powwow, you know, whenever you go to a powwow, look at the drummers and the women that stand behind the men. That help them support and sing those songs. It's so beautiful. You just feel the energy. You feel the energy that comes from that drum, and it's so powerful. That's why when you go on YouTube and you watch those drummers and the people that stand behind them, they're like in a trance, because the sound is so beautiful, and the energy, like I said, that comes within that drum, because there's a spirit in that drum too. You know, they say there's a spirit in that drum. Like we have everything out there has a spirit. Those animals, those rocks we call our grandfathers. You know, those insects, those birds, they all have a purpose. So when those animals give up their life so we could have those, you know, the material to make our drums, we bring that drum back to life. So we bring that spirit of that animal and the spirit of that tree back to life, and we offer that sema. We offer those prayers, and that's our connection. Once again, giving thanks and offering those prayers. A time of healing, a time of look after ourselves because of what's going on. You know, not just because of what's going on today, but every day. You know, this is how we look after our well-being. So I would like to invite you down to the river, and Kyle's getting ready. He's going to sharing with you his men's traditional dance style. It's one of the oldest dance styles around. And the men's traditional dance style, when you watch them dance, or dancers, some of them are, you know, they're telling a story through their dance. So the men are our warriors, and they're the protectors of our communities. A long time ago, even to this day, you know, when they go to hunt for food to bring back to our communities, they would tell their stories through their dance, their body movements. So our dance styles kind of imitate animals sometimes. We were on pause there for a moment there, so I had to press record again. But anyways, getting back to the men's traditional, watching his body movement, they're telling a story. They're telling a story through the body movement. So you gotta watch them very carefully. And the drum beat, you know. So we're gonna go back down. We're gonna go down to the river, and Kyle's gonna demonstrate his men's traditional dance style, as well as his hoop dance. You know, he brought some hoops up with him as well. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you very shortly. So what do you guys think of that dance? Was that pretty awesome? Kyle's a pretty amazing dancer. So anyways, we're gonna go right back down to the river, and Kyle's gonna demonstrate the men's hoop dance. Here we go. Take it away, Kyle. I wanted to share another story with you. This one's about, well, going back to the drum and the heartbeat. And what I was talking about earlier about, the first drum beat that we hear as humans when we're inside our mother's womb. Our little ones, our babies, can relate to that, when they're born. They come into this world, and when they hear that drum, when the children hear that drum, they love it. As soon as they hear it, they just, whoa, just like stop everything, and they're so mesmerized. And they just go toward the sound of that drum. I introduced the drum to my grandson, Jonathan, when he was 5 months old. So I went over to his house and I started singing a song. And all of a sudden he just started crying. He started crying, and I looked at his grandmother and I said, how come he's crying? I thought he'd be so happy to hear the sound of the drum. And then she looked at me and she said, well, he's crying because he wants to play the drum. And I said, oh, of course, of course. So I handed him my drum. At 5 months old, I put it in his hand, his little hands, and I gave him the drumstick, put it in his hand. He started playing the drum. He started, very, very lightly. And all of a sudden, he stopped crying. All of a sudden, he was happy. And he was happy. I've actually taken video footage of him later on when I used to go visit him after I gave the drum to him and introduced the drum to him. And every time I played that drum, his legs would just kick and his arms would just go crazy sitting in his high chair. So it makes him happy. And when I seen that, I was like, everything just came together. Everything that I do, it just came all together when I seen that happiness. And that to me is so gratifying. And it's just amazing. So he's going on 3 months actually next month, and he just loves the drum. When we go to powwow celebrations, he sits there with the big drum with us, with the boys, Little Creek Singers. He sits at the big drum with us, and he sits all by himself now, and he getting that beat down. When he plays the little drum, I gave him a little hand drum too. He's got a wicked little beat going on there, and he sings in his own way, his baby voice. So he's actually starting to, he's recognizing those songs, and he's starting to sing them now. So it's really great to see. So to me, that's what it's all about. Passing on those traditions and those songs to preserve our culture, to break that cycle. And it's so beautiful to see when our families get connected and look after our well-being, out there dancing at those powwows and singing those songs. Even when you have practices with the big drum or whatever, round dance or the hand drums. These are called hand drums, by the way. Hand drums, we sing those songs. At times, normally when you make loud music, the mother usually says, can you turn that music down? The baby's trying to sleep. Keep it down. We don't want to disturb the baby. But it's the opposite, actually. It's the opposite for us. I've actually have footage of my grandson last year at a powwow function, and Grandma was holding him. He was, a couple of feet away, and he was sleeping. He was sleeping peacefully, because it takes him back to that time. It takes them back to that time when they're inside the womb, and they remember, calms them down, makes them sleepy, makes them want to go to sleep. That's beautiful to see. So I wanted to share that, that the powerful, how powerful it is, and how important it is to sing those songs, to share these songs with you guys, to give you a better understanding. What is that feeling of that heartbeat when you hear that drum beat? When you hear that drum beat, when you go to those powwows, you could come into that circle and come dance with us. When the MC says into tribal song next, that means all nations are welcome to come dance with us. Even those round dances, when they have those round dances, come into the circle and dance with us in that circle. That circle, the circle represents unity, humility, love. It's never ending. That respect, mutual respect for everybody, all those races, those 4 colors, the white, the red, the black, and the yellow, and all those gifts that we bring into that circle, Mother Earth. So we'd like to invite you next time, come when you ever go to a powwow or round dance, come into the circle. If you're unsure, if you're, about the certain dance styles, ask the MC or the arena director. My alarm's going off. That means I I don't want to put too much time in here, and I got to say something for the other footage. But I want to thank you guys for inviting me once again, for being part of this. And I hope you enjoyed the songs and the dances, and I hope to see you out there at our celebrations. And don't be shy. Don't be shy. As long as you come there, well, come there with that good heart and a good mind. And I just want to send once again prayers to everyone. Be safe. Stay at home. And prayers to all those frontline workers and out there they're keeping us safe. And all our security gatekeepers that are on our First Nations that are doing all that hard work, 24 hours a day. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you very soon. Aho. Miigwech. Bamapi. Hona.
Everything I do is a reflection of you. Oh, Mama, I love you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, oh, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, oh, hey, well, hey, hey, oh, you told me to love and care the way a real man should do. Yeah, yeah. Everything I do is a reflection of you. Oh, Mama, I love you. Happy birthday to you. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey. yo, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh,
Hello again. Welcome to part 2 of this presentation. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to make a quick correction. I know I said earlier in a video about my grandson Jonathan that he's going to be 3 months next month, May 29th, but he's actually going to be 3 years old. So I just want to wish him a very happy birthday, and I hope to see you next month on the 29th to celebrate your birthday, and hopefully we'll be able to visit our loved ones very soon. So everybody be safe. Oh, one more thing. Another plug out to our music. It is available for download on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon, Spotify, and YouTube. Little Creek Singers for Future Generations was also nominated at the Indigenous Music Awards 2018, and R&B Round Dance Songs was also nominated at the Indigenous Music Awards 2019 for Best Round Dance Hand Drum category. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope to see you very soon in the near future in Hamilton. Hamilton's like my second home. I have my family down there, like I said. So I hope to see you soon. So be safe. Try to stay at home as much as possible. Mama P, Yahweh. Thank you very much. Ona, take care.